خب متشکرم. آقای گوکن مراقب باشید مجلس آتش نمیمونه. متشکرم. بفرمایید. اگر اروپا و کشورهای مهم مثل روسیه و چین این خلأ بین المللی را پر کنند، شاید راهی برای ادامه مسیر باشد. در غیر این صورت جمهوری اسلامی با اقدامات هسته‌ای خود ایشان را سر عقل می آورد. و این را بدانند که در چنین شرایطی ایران هیچ تعهدی ندارد که در جایگاه گذشته خود در مسئله هسته‌ای قرار بگیرد.
Major breaking news right now. Fox News is reporting that U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin has put in be ready to deploy orders for a select number of American troops should Israel need them. According to the Wall Street Journal, about 2,000 troops were selected this weekend, but that number has yet to be confirmed. It's also unclear what exact units were chosen or under which circumstances they could be deployed. If U.S. troops are put on the ground in Israel or in Gaza, that would be a significant escalation. And it comes at a time where Israel may open up fighting on multiple fronts, including Lebanon in the north, Gaza in the south, and potentially Syria and Iran. As always, I'll provide you updates as soon as we have it, so be sure to follow along if you don't. And for a full breakdown of everything you need to know that's happening, go to the link in my bio and subscribe to my daily newsletter.
Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakah Kadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Shalom unto the elect. The tensions of war continue to rise. These nations are amassing troops all over the earth for the purpose of the Battle of Armageddon, World War III. So you saw in the opening clip, the Iran legislature, they were burning the U.S. flag and screaming death to America, DTA. Also, U.S. troops are being ready to be deployed over to the Middle East. All right. More troops are being sent over to Ukraine. You still have the threat of China, Taiwan, and the U.S. That's a significant thing that's brewing as well. So the earth is at war. We are in a time of war. And I want to read this in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Let me jump down to verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Clearly, we are in a time of war. Okay, peace has left the earth. And if there could be peace in the earth, the powers that be that are in charge, they don't want peace. They actually want war, because we understand there's an agenda at play here to bring about a new system of governance within the planet Earth that is going to be completely satanic, unrighteous, and oppressive to all people upon the planet Earth. So this is a means to an end. Now, we know that the people in charge, which are the JOO people, the big nose, the small hats, they're the ones orchestrating these wars. Now, of course, we understand this all goes back to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. But on the earth, he uses men, puts the spirit on men to do his will. Okay, so as the scripture says, there's a time for everything and a appointed time for everything. But this is a time of war. Now, with this Israel, Salakia, with this Israel-Iran conflict, all right, this is a direct prophetic event. Okay, it says here in Jeremiah 49:20, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom. Now, we know Edom is referring to the so-called white race. All right. And his purposes, that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Verse 21, the earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. So you see the least of the flock, okay, which the least of the flock is referring to Israel, all right, because we know that Israel was formed during with the Balfour Declaration right after World War II. Lord Balfour, which he was with Great Britain, you know, he pretty much wrote up a declaration so that the JOO people, the small hats, they could have their own land. But of course, this is a long history, but I'll just make it brief. The Palestinians were already there in the land. You know, during the war, you know, Great Britain promised the Palestinians that if they fought on the side of Great Britain and their allies, that they would, you know, basically take care of the Palestinians, you know what I'm saying, give them certain things. And of course, the war came to an end. And as the devil does, he deceives you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the war, the Palestinians, you know, fought against the Ottoman Empire, and the Ottoman Empire, they lost the Holy Land. And the Palestinians, they got the short end of the stick. And what ended up happening after that, to make it brief, was that, you know, many Jews from Europe, you know, came in and they established small settlements in the land. And eventually what ended up happening was they ended up taking more and more land over the years. And, you know, to the point now where the land of Israel has been in chaos since the establishment of the nation state of Israel in 1948. So all these tensions you're having over there, this goes way back. This is nothing recent. You know what I'm saying? Since those people have got into that land, there's been war. All right, but now we're at a point to where this thing is boiling over. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has caused the least of the flock to draw out the bigger guns, if you will, because we know that, you know, Israel is connected to America. You know, it's pretty much the biggest welfare state on the earth. You know, America sends them billions of dollars every year. NATO and the EU, same thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Palestine. You know, Iran is pretty much taken up for Palestine because the Palestinians are Muslims, the Iranians are Muslims. And keep in mind that the Iranians, those are the Persians. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ancient Persians and the Medes. You see? So they taken up for Palestine because they see that what's been going on since 1948 and even before that has been unjust. But it's to the point now where the Muslim world, they're not just going to sit back and watch this thing go down. So Iran is like, hey, we about to get involved in this thing. All right, you know what I'm saying? We about to come out and, you know, show some force to support Palestine. It says here, Iran threatens Israel as troops amass at Gaza border ahead of invasion. So Iran, they preparing to invade the Gaza Strip. You know what I'm saying? Now, who is Iran connected to? We know that Russia is a guard unto Iran. All right, along with China. You know what I'm saying? And those Eastern nations, you see. So indeed, the least of the flock is going to draw out the bigger guns. You see? Let me go to Ezekiel 38, the 38th chapter, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. All right, that's going into Russia. The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So we see that the Lord is against Russia. All right, but he's using them for the sake of prophecy to bring about this battle of Armageddon, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the third world's war. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all mine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah and the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So we see, okay, that the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, Gog and Magog, they are a guard, okay, unto the Persians, unto the so-called Iranians, okay, because in verse 5 it mentions Persia. All right, so all of this that's happening once again is prophetic. Okay, this is the beginning stages of the Third World War, and really, what I'm saying, it all really jumped off with that Russia-Ukraine conflict. And since then, what I'm saying, things have only gotten worse as far as geopolitically. So let's check out a portion of this video, and I got some other articles as well we'll get into briefly. I won't make this lesson long, but Lord willing, it is edifying.
Israeli forces preparing for a full-scale ground invasion of Gaza, as Iran threatens, quote, far-reaching consequences if they don't stop that invasion immediately.
Our next guest knows all about fighting terror firsthand. Retired Brigadier General Don Baldock served 10 tours in Afghanistan. He joins us now. General, thanks for being with us this morning. No, at least on the surface, General, no huge advance overnight over the last 24 hours here in Israel. As you see, though, the buildup, what do you feel like we should be anticipating? Including, by the way, I would love to ask what you make of the United States positioning more resources there in the Mediterranean.
Well, thank you for having me this morning, and my compliments to you, all three of you, on laying out the problem set there. I think you've done it very well, and you have really articulated the problems that Israel is going to have. You have a very competent combined arms conventional force going up against a loosely organized but motivated, and that's not a compliment to them, that's just what they are, loosely motivated organization that's going to use every terrorist tactic and unconventional warfare tactic they can use to include civilians, to include tunnels, to include these things. And I've fought in these things personally.
And let me interject here real quick, because the mainstream media is pushing a narrative that's not true. And of course, we know that the small hats, they own the mainstream media, so they're going to put out their spin of what they want the populace to believe, regardless of what the truth really is. And the truth is that with this whole Hamas Israel conflict, they were saying that women and children on the Israeli side were being kidnapped and beheaded with there's no evidence of those things. All that they have is their word and a couple soldiers saying, yeah, these things happen, but there's no evidence of that. But the truth is, and it's come out, that there were no Israeli citizens that were kidnapped and beheaded, as the mainstream media is pushing. And of course, we know that Israel, they want to completely get the Palestinians out of the land. This is an ethnic cleansing that's going on. You see? Because when you really get down into it, Hamas was created by the CIA. Of course, we know these elites, they fund both sides, and they create certain factions to be, controlled opposition to support their agenda. All right, but no, man, it's not what you think it is, because people on the ground that are actually in this conflict, they have a different perspective of what's going on outside of what they're giving you in the mainstream media. All right, and let me play this real quick.
Bleeding Christ on a toothpick. Nothing bothers me more than people who don't know what they're talking about, just flapping their gums. Israel has been ethnically cleansing, and if you don't know what that means, maybe you should Google foo that. Israel has been ethnically cleansing Palestinians from the Gaza Strip for a long time. In fact, there was a peaceful protest where Israeli soldiers mowed people down. So, no, you're still wrong, and your unrelenting apologist attitude towards Israel is part of the problem. the next time you come on my page, please make sure that the comment that you're leaving is accurate and not full of shit.
And the thing is, people don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? People are so pro-Israel, but even with all the information that's out here now, people still do not do their due diligence to actually research why this conflict is going on. Why is this ongoing war against Israel and the Palestinians? You know what I'm saying? What is this all about? The information is out there, but really, Israel, now I'll just make this disclaimer, the land don't belong to the Israelis or the Palestinians, okay? It don't belong to either one of them two nations, but for the sake of prophecy, these things must be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? This third world war must come about, and it's going to all converge in the Holy Land. So the Lord set this up for the sake of prophecy, but the land don't belong to neither one of them. You got two heathen nations in the Holy Land fighting over a land that is not theirs on either side. You know what I'm saying? But like I was making a point earlier, Israel, the so-called Israelis, they were the aggressors. All right? Because they pretty much just came in and took the land from the Palestinians and have been oppressing them under an apartheid government ever since. And whenever they get attacked, they want to make themselves look like, I'm talking about the Israelis, they want to make themselves look like they're the victims. You know what I'm saying? As if, they've done no wrong. They're just innocent in all of this, man. But you see, no, there's two sides to every story. And what the mainstream media is doing, they're only giving you one side because they're, of course, pro-Israel. All right, because they fund these people. They were the ones, America, the European Union, they were the ones that even organized for them people to get over there in the land. So, of course, the same people that are pro-Israel, they're going to give a pro-Israel narrative on the mainstream media. This is why you got to dig deeper and actually find out what's going on from, underground alternative news media sources to get the full picture of what's actually going on the ground over there, man. Because these devils, they ain't, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna give you the full story. They gonna give you what they want to give you so that they can brainwash the populace into believing one narrative that supports them. Let me get back to this.
The men and women I've commanded have, and it takes time. This is not going to be short. And Israel is going to have to use restraint because the international community is going to hold them accountable where they're not going to hold Hamas accountable, which is very unfortunate. Nikki Haley has laid this out very well at the strategic level. Quite frankly, the Biden administration's national security team is weak. Congress is weak. They have given the upper hand to the Iranians, to China, to Russia, to North Korea. They've disrupted many regions of the world. This is just another example of that. And they better be hard and fast diplomatically on Iran, warning them that there will be significant consequences if you get involved in this war.
So the West is warning Iran, hey, if you get involved in this war, as you heard him say, there's going to be significant consequences. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord, he is going to put the spirit on these world leaders, on these, nations, to be in that spirit, to actually get things on and popping. You see? That's because that's what time it is. It's time for these nations to be taken down, but the Lord is going to plead with them all in the valley of Jehoshaphat or in the Lashawan Kadash, Yahweh Shaphat. But it's over there in the land of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really the prize. You know what I'm saying? All these nations, they want to be in the land because they understand that, that's going to be where the kingdom is going to be set up, man. Okay, that's literally the center of the earth. The most important geographical location on the planet Earth is the land of Israel. All right? That's where the kingdom is going to be at, man. And that's where the true Israelites, that's where we're going to be taken back to so that we can, be in our rightful estate and rule upon the planet Earth. But right now, the Lord got these heathens in the spirit to be fighting over it. You know what I'm saying? And it says, let me grab this. Israel is worried about the possible war escalation of Iran, but Iran warns that their hands are already on the trigger. You see? So Iran pretty much like, look, you worried about a possibility. No, we telling you that our finger is already on the trigger. We ready to shoot. And that's why they've been amassing troops at the Gaza border, because they ready to strike. In Israel, they you know what I'm saying, that, hey, this whole thing popped off with Israel, and now they've drawn out the least of the flock has drawn out the bigger fish. All right. And so Iran is like, hey, look, our finger is already on the trigger, man. Like, we ready to go at a moment's notice. See, along with Russia, along with China, along with North Korea. This is why over the years, these nations, they've been building up their military arsenal. You know what I'm saying? They've been preparing their military for the inevitable. It was never a matter of if, but when. Because honestly, the nations, they're tired of this, America-led hegemony, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why in the beginning clip that I showed, Iran, they was burning the American flag and chanting death to America. And guess what? Russia has the same sentiment. China has the same sentiment. North Korea has the same sentiment. India has the same sentiment. Many nations that are joined unto them, unto those, big Eastern players, have the same sentiment, man. DTA, death to America. All right. Hamas attack fuels U.S. border security concerns. Be ready to deploy. Order for U.S. troops reveals precariousness of global security. Let's check this out.
Intelligence and Armed Services Committees is also a retired Marine. Congressman, it's always good to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining us today. First, I want to get your reaction to this breaking news from the Defense Secretary that we have, and he didn't confirm this number. Wall Street Journal reporting it's about 2,000 U.S. Service members who are now told to be ready to deploy to Israel.
Well, I think it shows you just how precarious the situation is. And though these troops are largely going to be providing supporting functions, combat enabling functions, not direct combat forces themselves, it's still dangerous anytime you send American troops into what is now increasingly a war zone, at least in parts of Israel. But that's the job. That's what you sign up for in the days of the all-volunteer force. But it further should highlight the fact that we in Congress.
And let me bring this out real quick as well. The days of this all volunteer force is about to come to an end, because they about to institute the draft. Biden is already signing legislation to bring that back. Because if you know anything, then you know that right now all divisions of the U.S. military are short of recruits. And I'm not talking about by thousands. I'm talking about by tens of thousands. So that's a major issue, and we're in a time of war. So they're going to need bodies to throw on them front lines, because this war is about to be hot. It's about to be a hot war. In Ukraine, because, Russia, they're in Ukraine right now, but it's only a matter of time before they smash through Ukraine and they get into the Baltic states. What's going to happen when Russia goes into Poland? If they get through Poland, then they can strike the interior of Europe. Okay, France, Germany. All right. Spain, UK. You know what I'm saying? All those nations up in there, Russia has their eyes on them. And their allies, they ready to take down the West as well. So it's a lot going on. Okay, these tensions of war are steady increasing. It's not going down. It's not going to die down. This is the time where these certain nations like Russia and China, they're not going to regard silver and gold. You know what I'm saying? They can't be bribed. They can't be talked down. They have one thing on their mind, and that's to conquer. Okay, that's to become the next rulers over the planet Earth, which, as it says in Psalms, is, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? That's a vain thing that they're imagining, but nonetheless, it's all for the sake of prophecy. Let's continue.
Congress and the executive branch as well have a duty to provide the resources our troops need to be able to do a very difficult and dangerous mission and come home safe. And there we still have a long way to go because, as you know, we have not funded the military yet. We've not made a generational investment in key weapon systems that not only our military needs, but our allies like Israel, our closest ally in the Middle East, needs right now. We're falling down on the job. So my hope is we can get a speaker chosen tomorrow and start doing things like passing a defense bill that has robust oversight, but robust funding so that our troops, when they're sent into harm's way, have the training and resources they need to come home safely.
You know, I want to pull up.
Hey, that draft is coming back, man. That draft is coming back. They already told you. All right. And it tells you in the second Ezra's, what is that? I believe it. What is that? Second Ezra's, the 15th chapter, where it says that they shall die in the wars, their bridegrooms. So the women says the women shall mourn having no bridegrooms, because they shall be taken in the wars. Yeah, man. So hey, a lot of military age men that are in America, all right, they did not volunteer. They're gonna be taken. They're gonna be drafted, and they're gonna be sent overseas, pretty much for their judgment to die in these wars. All right, because they need bodies, man. Hey, like I said, this war is about to be on and popping. This thing about to get critical. So they about to release a lot of prisoners. All right, you know what I'm saying? They about to send them over there. They about to be giving people incentives to go to the military and fight, you know what I'm saying, overseas. And to a lot of people, they may have it in their minds now, no, I ain't going to war. But when they put them incentives in front of your face, you're going to be like, well, shit, I'll take it. I'll go. You see? But yeah, man, hey, what's happening right now, we in some beautiful times, you know what I'm saying? And through it all, we got stability because we understand what's going on. This is Genesis 6 and 11. Because, hey, before, in the days of Noah, before the flood, what? The earth also was corrupt before Yahweh, and the earth was filled with violence. So right now, man, hey, the earth is filled with violence, and not only on the geopolitical stage, also among the common people. Murder, killing, heinous crimes are at an all-time high. We live in an unhinged society, and it's only getting worse. People have no morals no more. The love of many is waxing cold because iniquity is abounding. Sin upon sin has abounded greatly within the earth. So the love of many is waxing cold. All right, people ain't got no love no more. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you seeing mother, father killing a son, the mother killing the daughter, people just offing their babies at an alarming rate. The love of many is waxing cold. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, because of all this wickedness, this is why the Lord going to have to, and also for the controversy of Zion, for the, to deliver his people. This is why the Lord about to bring this third world war upon the earth, and ultimately, the angels and the chariots is going to come back and finish everything off. In Yahweh verse 12, and Yahweh looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And yeah, now all flesh is corrupt. And that's why the scriptures say that if it were not for the sake of the elect, there would be no flesh saved. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, the Lord would have to just completely cleanse the earth, man. But because of the remnant, the Lord is not going to utterly destroy the whole earth, man. You know what I'm saying? He's just going to destroy who he got to destroy. All right. Verse 13, and Yahweh said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. And we know that's what the Lord going to do. The first world was destroyed by what? Water. This time around, it's going to be destroyed by fire. All right, read Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. Okay, this is what's coming upon the earth, man. Destruction through fire, through thermonuclear missiles and laser chariot fire. All right, which Esau refers to as the UFOs. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this lesson off here in Mark, the 13th chapter. In verse 33, it says, take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he finds you sleeping. Okay, so we're not supposed to be asleep. We're supposed to be wide awoke. All right. The prophets, the men of the Lord, we are the spiritual watchmen for the house of Israel. So we constantly watching, constantly warning. Anything that we see in the news, whether it be significant or not, we bring it out so that you're aware of what's going on at all times. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, as the scriptures say, it is high time to awake out of sleep. All right? Because the end is nearer than when we believe, man. So now is the time to get right. You know, and the men of the Lord, hey, we are constantly on our watch. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the day, whatever we doing, you know what I'm saying? We always, you know, keeping an eye to prophecy. You know what I'm saying? We always in you know what I'm saying, in the word, where brothers is listening to lessons, or we looking through news articles, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always locked in to prophecy so that we can know what's going on, so that we can warn our people, because our people lazy, man. You know, our people don't, is not going to, you know, look at articles and watch videos, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, that's why the Lord set us up to do these things, you know what I'm saying? It's a necessary, you know, thing that the prophets bring out the truth in these last days, man. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson right here. Hopefully it was edifying through the Rakah Kedash. And until next time, shalom to the elect.